10 TV is celebrating moms. Cynthia and Dawn sent in this photo. They are celebrating their mom, Frances, who is 97 years young this Mother's Day. I love it. Hopefully a great day in store for everyone. Of course, today is the day we celebrate moms, and my mother happens to love lemons. So here's what I whipped up for her this year in this week's Brittany's Bites. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. When you think of Mother's Day, you think of something light and sweet and airy and fruity, maybe. At least that's what I think of. So I'm gonna make a lemon icebox cake today. I've always wanted to make one of these because no baking is required. And as the weather's getting warmer, you definitely want recipes where you don't have to turn on the hot oven, right? And this is very, very easy. I happen to also pick this because my mother really loves lemon. So I thought, let's give this a try, lemon icebox cake. So I already got a couple of things started here because really it's just a process of layering this. You do want to make this either early in the day if you plan to serve it that day. So if you maybe want it for lunch, brunch, or dinner, get to making this now because it does need to be in the fridge for a few hours or overnight. So earlier, I made homemade whipped cream. You can definitely buy the whipped topping in the store for sure, but you've heard me say this a million times. I just think this is so much better. And in cases like these, it's very much sturdier. So over here, I have just an 8-ounce, one little cube of the cream cheese. You could do light cream cheese if you want. I just had it softened and I went ahead and whipped it up a little bit just to get it going. To that, we are going to add just a box of vanilla pudding mix. You know, you could really up the lemon factor and do lemon pudding if you wanted, but I wanted a little richness with this too because we're gonna add some real lemon flavoring in there. So I think that'll do it. This is just the smaller box, by the way, and it should be the instant, not the cook and serve kind. Just stuff it right in there. And then I mentioned that fresh lemon, which I just always think makes so much difference. Don't use like artificial lemon flavoring. Get the real lemon and squeeze it yourself. So I'm using the juice of one lemon. It was a fairly large lemon, by the way, this size. And then also I zested one lemon. So let's add in the juice first. Actually, let me lift this up here. Probably easier to put in that way. There we go. And then I'm going to reserve some of the zest to sprinkle on top when we're done. So I'm gonna put most of it, but not all of it in. I think that's good. And that, yeah, then I need to add the milk. Oh, you know, that's how you make pudding, right, with milk? Make sure I got the milk and not the heavy whipping cream. All right, we're gonna add a 3/4 cup. Okay, that looks to be about 3/4 cup. I'll put that in there. And then I'm just gonna whip this all together. And that will be our lemon pudding layer. And then it's just a matter of building it from there. So we'll get this going. Okay, it's nice and fluffy. It smells lemony and delicious. Let's get this off here. Just take a look at that. It's gonna be so great. All right, I'm gonna put that back under there just so this doesn't drip everywhere. Okay, now we start our layers. We've got our just vanilla wafers here. Whatever kind you like. And you know what else you could do if you want to mix it up? You could do graham crackers. You could do those little teddy bear shaped grahams, anything you want. Okay, so you really kind of want to have a single layer, but I might have a little bit of overlap. Let's see. By the way, I'm just using a loaf pan. All right, I think that's about good for one layer. So now that we have our lemon pudding layer, it's really going to be about 2 layers. So I'm probably going to use, oh, I almost forgot. How silly of me. I'm gonna put this back on because I forgot. This makes it even fluffier by putting in half of the whipped cream and then the rest goes on top. So we want this to be so nice and fluffy. So let's see, about half of the whipped cream here and then the rest will go on top. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take about half of this and scoop it over our cookies and spread it out. Isn't this just so nice and light and fluffy and springy? And it smells wonderful. And because I'm doing it in this glass dish, if you want to be careful about not getting it on the sides so that you have the nice little layers you can see through the glass. Yeah, like that. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple more layers, see how much I can fit, and then we'll top it off. Okay, we have all of the layering done. You can barely see the cookies peeking out the side there, but we're ready to do the top layer of our homemade whipped cream here. So I think this should be enough to cover it all, but I'm gonna make sure I put evenly spread dollops just in case it doesn't quite reach the edges. I think I eyeballed it pretty well though. And then we'll just spread this on top and sprinkle our lemon zest and put it in the fridge. I mean, this is really an easy dessert, and you can make it in one bowl and one dish, a couple of simple ingredients, and that's all you need. Okay, did a nice little top there, and now we've got our lemon zest, and we'll just sprinkle it on top. This lets people know exactly what they're getting. If they just see the whipped cream on top, they won't know what's underneath it. So this is the little nod to that lemon flavoring. Little nod to one of my mom's favorite flavors. All right, now all we have to do is put this in the fridge a couple hours or overnight, and it's ready to serve. Lemon icebox cake. Cheers. Well, if you have a picture you would like to share of some recipe of mine that you've tried or an idea for a future recipe, you can text us at 614-460-3345 or find me on social media. And I gotta say, my mom was in town from Florida, where she's living part-time now, you know, doing the snowbird thing.
Living her best life.
She is. When I made this, so she actually did get to try it. She gave it the thumbs up. Yeah. Of course, yesterday, she took off for Costa Rica. So she's spending Mother's Day in Costa Rica.
What a
World
fun
traveler
way,
mom.
Right, to spend Mother's Day, but that looks so good, and I love the little vanilla wafers. Probably adds like a nice little crunch to it too.
Yeah, and they soften a little bit in the fridge, but yeah.
So refreshing.
And it's so easy, again, if you're not a baker or you're afraid of like measuring things, this is one for you.
Yeah, okay.